What we're looking at here is the parts for the lower receiver of an AR-15, and most of the videos that talk about assembly show you how to put them together, but don't describe some of the little details that you may have questions about. So to begin with, let's just go through the identification of the parts, and then I'll describe some of the things to look for and explain some of the little details. First thing we have is the hammer spring and the hammer, the trigger return spring and the trigger, the disconnector spring, and two trigger and hammer pivot pins. So the trigger and hammer pivot pins, if you'll notice, have two small grooves. The pins are identical and can in fact go into the receiver in either direction. The little notch toward the end of the pin will have the hammer spring locked into it when it's installed, and that will lock the pin in place in the receiver. The other notch that's in the pin will go into a spring that's in the hammer as it's inserted, and that will hold that pin in place in the receiver. So those two slots are used to hold the pins in the receiver. The pins are identical and they can go in either direction. The other thing to watch for is the disconnector spring. It has a small end and a large end. The large end is what is inserted into the trigger mechanism and locks it in place so it can't come out.